Hello. We're trying to reach the spirits. If you can hear us, tap twice or sound off in the chat. This is the Stream of Blood, and it's the October month. It's our favorite month at the Stream of Blood. It's a spooky month, and we are most of the time a pretty spooky tabletop role-playing game actual play channel. And so we are so excited to bring to you tonight on our Taste of Blood show Wraith the Oblivion. Wraith the Oblivion is a part of the World of Darkness. There it is. There's that logo. By the way, Clinton Trucks, what a fantastic opening with creepy music that I would use if this were a film. We would pan up to the haunted house we're about to explore with that very atmospheric music. Oh my God! Oh, it's just Clint in the dark. Okay, that's our secret game master, Clinton Trucks, who helps me out on the ones and twos and gives me all of my ideas. Shh, don't tell anybody. So we're playing Wraith the Oblivion. What is Wraith the Oblivion? Well, you may have heard of Vampire the Masquerade. There was a whole line of games called the World of Darkness games that included also Werewolf, the Apocalypse. It included Mage, the Ascension, and the fourth game in the World of Darkness line in the 1990s was Wraith the Oblivion, a game that almost, I think, nobody played. It was the game that got canceled the earliest. It just didn't sell very well. Some said it was because it is quite complicated to play in some ways. And then others said that it was because it was so damned dark and depressing. But we like dark and depressing here on the Stream of Blood. We don't think things are depressing if they're dark and bleak. We think that they are interesting. So I can't wait to play this game. Now, I should set you up by saying we are not playing Wraith exactly Wraith at first. We're going to get to know these characters first, and then we are going to fully enter the world of Wraith. So if you are a hardcore Wraith fan, of which I think there are 17 altogether, you should know that going into that. We'll be using a lot of the mechanics from Wraith tonight, even though our players will be members of the world of the living. Okay, that's enough spoilers. I think I should also say, like I say in front of a lot of our streams, that Wraith, which, by the way, you can buy from Onyx Path Publishing, and I would hold up a physical copy right now, but it is a 500-page monster that retails for a little higher than I was able to drop the other day when I was like, oh yeah, I should have the book. But I did buy the PDF, and it's just a 500-page phone book. You can buy it from Onyx Path Publishing. It's on DriveThruRPG, and it is created by so many fabulous, wonderful, smart people that wrote it and contributed to it. And I gotta say, it is Rich Dansky is the head developer. Jackie Casada, Nikki Ray, Clayton Oliver. These are very smart people. Charles Andrew Bates, Matthew Dawkins, Lillian Cohen Moore. All of these people contributed to Wraith the Oblivion 20th Anniversary Edition. It is a fantastic game, a fantastic book. You should play it. And that's why we're playing it tonight, because people should play this game. Okay, now what I was about to get into is it's an adult game. It is a game of horror and death. And so that means there might be some violence tonight. There might be some weird, icky ghost powers that are used to control someone's mind or make them see things that are not there. There might be some gore. If that kind of thing bothers you, we understand, but you might give tonight's stream a pass. The most important thing to remember is that we are always listening to what you think of our content. Get on the Discord, the server of Blood, and let us know at Stream of Blood what you thought of tonight's stream, of any of the content in it. Comments, suggestions, concerns, diatribes against us. We read all of it, and we really do care. So please get in touch with us if you have any reaction to our content. We love to hear from you. Okay, that said, let me bring in our fantastic characters. This man, I'm excited to play with him. I got to see his Mage the Ascension stream that he ran with the Penny Arcade. He is a game master, but he is also he's also got his own music brand, PATRICK MCNAMARA Music. And you can help him out, support him on his Patreon, PATRICK MCNAMARA. I bet you know what his name is already. Please welcome this gentleman, Mr. PATRICK MCNAMARA.
It's me, Patrick McNamara.
Yes, McNamara.
They both. It's a regional accent variation. In America, it's McNamara.
Yeah, in the States,
if I say
we say
McNamara, then my family would attack me with a scepter. They would consider that to mean that I had gone local.
So it's true that all UK families have a punishment scepter.
A punishment scepter, specifically for if one becomes an expat, moves to America, and adopts the accent.
Right, you're in Seattle. Yeah, how long have you been in the States?
I think about 3 years now. So I'm doing quite well at keeping my accent fairly on lock.
Wait, so you arrived here during
no, it must have been
our greatest presidential administration, and then slid right into our COVID response. That's
it's been a roller coaster. Things aren't much better in the UK.
Right. I don't know. We talked about this before when we were kind of making the characters and everything. People always think things are better in the UK. We're like, they have free healthcare. They have subsidized healthcare, and they're smarter than us because they have accents. And you say, no, not so. Just as much of a shithole.
The two things that are good, which is the healthcare is very good, and the accent opens a lot of doors.
Yes.
But it also causes people to always think I'm being sarcastic. So I'm going to just say out loud that I'm always operating in good faith. So anyone listening, they're going to think I'm being sarcastic all the time. I'm not. I just have an English accent.
That's good to know. I won't consider anything you say sarcastic. I'll take everything as a sincere, on the face of it, on the nose kind of statement. And that's, you know what, that's why we get along, because I also have sometimes sarcastic voice. So we'll just, I guess that'll be fun today. All right, I'm going to bring in your next player. Are you ready? Let's do it.
Good.
She was part of our Sanguine Seas Dungeons & Dragons 5e stream with our other fellow game master, Ross Bryant. She is a fantastic actress and improviser. You can see her in the show Southside, Season 2, coming to HBO Max, I believe. And you can also hear her on the Mystery County Monster Hunters Club. I believe that's a podcast. She'll correct me if I'm wrong. Man, we're just thrilled to have her. Please welcome Rashawn Scott.
Hello!
Hello! Mystery County Monster Hunters Club. That is a podcast, right?
That is a podcast, and you've said it correctly. And everyone should listen to it and enjoy it. It's me and 6 best friends playing tabletop games and rolling dice together as a family should.
Every word in it makes me, it's like a word I like. It's like mystery. Ooh. County. I live in one of those. Monster. Hunters. Ooh. Yeah, and then in club too, which I would like to be a part of one. So that I like.
And if you join, you're likely to get a postcard from us. So you want a postcard? A Mystery County Monster Hunters Club,
and let's all get our postcard.
Do that.
That sounds great. Rashawn, do you have any experience with these World of Darkness games, vampire, werewolf, these kinds of things? These games?
No, I am, to be very honest, I'm a scaredy cat. Like, my aunt would make us watch like Chucky and Hellraiser and Pet Cemetery, and I honestly would piss myself. And that's how I really got into comedy, is by suppressing every fear I ever had. So I'm very excited to jump in and see what happens this month.
Okay, well, it is worth saying we did find if anybody had a trigger or something to avoid during the stream. So that was done already. So sure. I'll be making sure to avoid those. But do you want me to try to scare you? Because
I read everything is written on my face. I know you guys were talking about being sarcastic. I find that people know you're sarcastic if you throw a little facial expression in there too.
You do a little bit of a this.
Yeah, we'll see how this goes. Ugh.
Yeah, we'll see how this goes. In the end. Like that.
So maybe blend it in while you're saying what you're saying.
Let me bring in our third player. They are a fantastic role player and improviser that you may have heard on the Ain't Slayed Nobody series of podcasts and games. I saw them play the Murder Shack with Cuppy Cup and those guys over there. You can also hear them on the Old Ways podcast, where they've been part of Horror on the Orient Express. Please welcome Rina Haenze, everybody. Rina Haenze.
Hello.
Hi.
Yes. Applause. Thank you.
Yes. Welcome to the big show. Rina, hey, there's a fan here. They're just chanting your name.
Yes, it's my cult. I told them to show up or else.
Wow, look. Wow. The chat's going wild. Rina, I mean, I hope you don't take it amiss. I didn't know you had such a huge following among our fans.
I didn't either, unless they overlap with the 501 other things that I do on Discord and the internet. So there's probably some people there. So hello, everybody. Please let me know afterwards if you like the show, and don't say anything to me if you didn't.
Yes, that's that goes double for me. And I have an entire Discord, and I want no negative feedback. Rina, do you believe in ghosts?
Yes. Definitely. I'm pretty sure
in the real world, in the world we live in, not in the game, you believe in ghosts.
I'm pretty sure I've seen one at least once. So there's a couple other places I've stayed in, particularly in England, that I'm pretty sure were haunted. So I think there are ghosts.
Patrick, do you know that place?
Yeah. I know exactly the place they're talking about. Yeah.
1-2 Ghostly Lane.
Yeah, Ghostly Lane.
Yes, Ghostly Lane. It's right beside 221B Baker Street. What about you, Patrick? Do you believe in ghosts? And let's be honest here. We can have differences of opinion.
I do not believe in ghosts, but I am aware of the fact that I do not know everything that exists. So I'm not. I try. You're not
omniscient.
Yeah, I have not seen anything that led me to believe in ghosts. But if other people did, then I go, that's interesting.
That's very open-minded of you, Patrick. What about you, Rashawn? Are you a believer?
Yes, I believe that people linger. I think people linger in their mortal body too long, and I'm like, that person's a ghost just walking around, like that's a shell of a person. But yeah, I believe I lived in a house that I believe there were spirits there for sure.
Interesting. Well, speaking of houses that have spirits in them, are you ready to play some Wraith the Oblivion?
Excellent segue. Yes.
Okay, very good. I'll let our viewers know that we are playing a slight hack. We're using the V5 success rules at rolling the dice the way you would for V5. And we have 3 mortal characters, and they are part of an investigation this evening. An investigation under the auspices of the hit reality TV show on the teaching channel, Call of the Dead. And I would like for you, if you will, to imagine the intro of this ghost hunting reality TV show. It is probably the least respectful ghost hunting television show that has ever existed. It begins with ring, a phone call, and then Bobby, the host, picks up the phone. And Bobby, if I can describe him and even show him to you, is like Guy Fieri, but a ghost hunter. There he is. And at the beginning of every episode of Call of the Dead, Bobby gets a call, and someone's like, I need you to come to my house. I think I've seen something. There's a dark figure in my hallway. And he's like, we'll be right over. And he slams the phone down, and they get in the van, and they drive to the location somewhere in America. And that is how the hit show always begins. It's how it always kicks off. But after we have seen this opening credit sequence with Bobby going whoa, you know how they always do for the camera, whoa, falling off the camera. We also introduce some of the experts that will be on the program tonight. And so first, as it is running through the different, you know how when Bar rescue John Taffer, he always shows the people that'll be with him. Well, this credit sequence for Call of the Dead does that as well. And so at some point, the credits read out Mac McReady. And Rina, tell us about your character when they initially see them.
So you see in profile from the left, because that's their preferred image. They have a close crop fade haircut. It's purple and blue, looking very trendy. They're wearing a really hipster t-shirt. It's one of those that has multiple names on it, just and, but you can't quite tell what it is because it was blurred out for production purposes. And they've got very intense blue eyes and spectacles that you can't tell if they're real or not, because you can't tell if the glasses are prescription or just glasses. But they look very hipster college professor as they're just looking out at the camera and convincing you they know what they're talking about.
Very good. And so perhaps a chill goes down your spine. This is someone who has seen the other side. And then the jump cuts and smash cuts. And then we see the other expert that will be joining Bobby tonight. And it is Derek Jacobson. And please describe Derek for us.
Derek Jacobson is a classically trained actor. He's a little older. He's in his mid-50s, and he's starting to develop a slight paunch. But he knows that he could get into fighting shape at any moment to go back to the stage and play Hamlet, and it would surely be the Hamlet of a generation. And as he approaches, on his credit, he is determined to look. That's his look: intense, mysterious, slightly spooky. And most importantly of all, classically trained.
Yes. And under his head it says medium under his Chiron, and I forgot to mention that under Mac's Chiron, under Mac McReady, it said parapsychologist. And there is a third a member of our party of PCs tonight, but perhaps we smash cut out of the credits from Call of the Dead directly to the actual set of Call of the Dead. You are set up there are trailers, there are trucks surrounding an enormous edifice in the middle of a Cleveland neighborhood, the Ohio town neighborhood of Cleveland. An old four-story house that it goes by Terrett Castle. It's on Terrett Avenue in Ohio town in Cleveland. And this enormous edifice rises up 4 stories to a point. It looks like the people that built it in a high Victorian style in the 1930s were trying to actually build a castle, to plop a castle down in the middle of Cleveland, Ohio. The houses on either side of it are dwarfed by this enormous, garish, overly gothic, trying too hard to be spooky house. And in its shadow, in a trailer, right near the front walkway, the front steps, Dina Lewis is applying makeup to Derek Jacobson.
Dina Lewis, before she says anything, she's like, I think that's a nice house. I just have to first say it is very auspicious, but I like what they've done with the outside. Now, Dina is classic makeup and hair artist. She's got like such the highest waisted pants you could possibly find, but everything's black because they don't want to get, if they're going to get makeup on them and stuff. And she's got like a very high ponytail and like thick clogs on. And she is just a chatterbox, like really talks to everybody. She believes in ghosts. She's been to the other side and knows that since they've been on the other side, a lot of them complain about how they looked in the afterlife. So it's my desire and hope that I can make everyone beautiful in the afterlife. But I'd really like to go home as quickly as possible.
You want to get out of here. You don't want to do overtime tonight.
Not today.
And this production is notorious for doing overtime because Bobby likes to do like more takes. Like, let's get another one. Let's get another one in there. I can be more scared. And Bobby is running around, and the thing about Bobby that annoys you as a boss or as like someone of authority on the set is that he is infinitely full of energy that might be due to some sort of narcotic he's doing in his trailer, and he never wants to stop filming because he never ever wants to go home, and so
or share.
Oh my God, Bobby's voice is destroying mine. He's taking me over. So Bobby is running around. He's shouting at craft services, but he's not shouting at them angrily. He's saying, "These are great. Let's get more of these in here. I love these cookies you guys bought." and the rest of you are preparing. And as you prepare, your production assistant, Caitlin, is kind of passing out some of the research. While Derek is in makeup with Dina, in the capable hands of Dina, Caitlin is passing out the production notes and some of the research that you actually have done, Mac. And everybody's kind of looking to you to tell them a little bit about the haunting here and where they're going to be focusing their attention. Okay.
Sorry, my mic came unplugged. All right.
No, that's okay. You sound great.
So Max stands up, very tall, very lanky in their skinny jeans, and they're leaning up against some table or something so that they look very much like they're not paying much attention to what's going on, and they're just chill, but they're really hyper focused. And they have a big thick stack of paper with handwritten notes. And they look around and go, all right, so we've got a haunting, and I think this is a real one. Are you ready?
Oh,
As
ready,
always.
readier than ready. I'll tell you. Okay.
Even the makeup lady's ready. Let's hear about it.
Dina, do I look puffy? Sorry, just
No.
I
And then I take out some cream. I'll just put this on under your eye,
Oh, thank you.
and we'll just set it. And just right before you go on, I'll wipe it off. You'll look fabulous.
Thank you. I don't know what I'd do without you, darling.
So
Derek?
Mac,
You'd be home.
you want to find out what's in your notes? Would you like to find out
Yes.
what's in your notes? Well, then let's have a roll, shall we? How well did Mac's research go? And Mac, in order to do research, you can give me why don't we call it an intelligence plus
Okay.
academics roll.
Okay, I have to do math.
And the number of successes that you get, that'll be 7 dice for Mac, who is quite good at these things. The number of dice, the number of successes you get will tell me how much I tell you about the house.
Okay, so 6 or above, correct?
Yes, that's right.
Okay, so I have 4 out of 7 as successes.
Okay. So, because these are your successes, why don't you tell me what you would? Why don't you ask me questions as the storyteller, and I'll tell you what you found out.
Okay. How long have the stories about the haunting been occurring?
Right. So this house was built in 1934, but stories about a haunting didn't really start spreading around until the 2000s, actually, when the Mulhauser family vacated the property after a series of unpleasant experiences that they attributed to supernatural forces. So, and I'm going to give you something else. That's Daniel Mulhauser, the dad, found that he was often losing time after finding an odd mask in one of the cupboards.
Mask. Interesting.
Now you
Yes,
got 4
fascinating.
successes, so why don't you ask a couple more questions?
Have there been any tragedies associated with the house that would lead to some kind of haunting or possession?
Right. So the main story about the house is about Dr. Hans Titelman. He's the man that built the house in 1934. He had 3 children, all who died before the age of 7. The children were never seen outside of the home, and it is widely rumored that Titelman killed them. And in order to distract his wife from the tragedy, Titelman began extensive construction on the home, adding features to it like the ballroom.
Oh, nothing ever goes wrong in a ballroom. All right. And what kind of spirits or ephemera has been seen in the house? There's this mask and the loss of time, but what else has been reported?
Yeah. Okay. Well, with the Mulhauser family, remember them from 2000? One of their children, Finn, injured himself with an ink pen, seemingly on purpose, and claimed that another child named Mickey made him do it. I'll give you another one. Let's see here. Oh, the defunct family. That was another family that owned the house after the Mulhausers. They had teenagers in the house who said that they saw a man with black hands that would appear to them at night.
Black hands. So, as you can see from all of what I've been discussing with you, and I hope certain people have done their homework and they're looking very dead-eyed at Derek Jacobson. I hope you've all done your homework and the reading. As you can see, we've got a whole bunch of different things going on here. It's very rare to find multiple occurrences happening all in one place. And like Mac's hands are kind of shaking a little bit with excitement. They're very tall and lanky, and their hands look almost too big for them. And so they get really, really shaky when they're excited. I was like, okay, so we've got this man, we've got these potential child ghosts, we've got this whole strange thing with a mask. There's so many different things that are going on in this house. It could be we could do a whole season just on this house, I think.
Caitlin, the PA, is kind of bored. Like, she always has a look of boredom on her face, and oh, that's Bobby. Caitlin, the PA, is who I'm talking about.
She looks great. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Ready for action.
Scary.
Caitlin, the PA, is passing out a lot of what you just learned in like packets to everybody, and she even gives one to Dina if Dina wants one. So, if you need to remember something about the house, I'm not going to really make you roll very much unless it's new information I didn't just hand you.
I tend to find that the spirits don't respond to me as strongly if I do too much research, They see it as a sign of arrogance.
I wonder.
That's how I am, man. That's how I am, Derek, man. It's like I just kind of like let it hit me, right? Like it's just like kind of like let it come in there, they're just like hit it, just like let it hit me, right?
So in my capacity as a medium, or some may use the phrase oracle.
All right.
I find it.
Who uses that phrase exactly, Derek?
I've seen it around, and I find it's really better not to clutter my head up with too many facts that will get in the way of acting as a conduit, to the other side.
Derek,
I'm with you, Derek.
Marvelous job, darling. Like Mac.
In fact, let's shoot a thing with Derek. Let's go in the house and find a creepy spot and shoot a thing with Derek. Because I'm with you, man. Let's just all of this research stuff. It's slowing us down. We got to start shooting, right? And so Bobby is going to take you into the house.
Okay.
Is Derek's makeup ready? Let's find out with a completely superfluous roll.
Let's do it.
How many?
Dina, you can roll your craft plus your, what would you say, your dexterity, perhaps?
Oh yeah, I would say that. So 3.
And Derek, does he have any makeup challenges? Is he splotchy? Does he sweat a lot?
He sweats a lot. He's a sweaty man.
Yeah.
So
all right,
really
then that's
trying to
difficulty
plug
3. Difficulty 3, Dina.
Oh.
So you're going to roll dexterity plus craft and see if you can get three dice that are 6 or above.
Okay, so 5 d10.
He's like a little bit of whiskey nose.
Whiskey nose? I'm about to push this to a difficulty 4.
What?
I'm sorry.
How'd you do?
I had 2
That might just be
successes.
difficulty 4.
2 successes. Not enough, Dina. I told you it was a 3 success. It was a 3 difficulty. So, Derek, you are being ushered off to go and start filming, and you look a little bit uneven.
Miffy, I'm not sure I look ready. Well, meat master.
You're out of
on,
my
this'll be
hands.
great.
I can't go away.
So, you are taking up the very steep stone stairs that lead up to the house and into the foyer. And you can see that props and, the set dressers are putting up an old painting of Dr. Hans Teitelman, the man who built the house. Of course, this portrait did not hang in the house for the last, so many years, 90, 80 years. But they're putting it up just to kind of, make everything look nice and authentic. And there's the face of Dr. Hans Teitelman. right there.
It's a bit
little bit,
murdery.
yeah.
He seems
I originally told my artist that it was an 1880s man, and then I realized that I moved the timeline forward in my notes. So let's just call him a very old-fashioned guy. And there he is. Okay. And thank you to Will Pottorff, who does these incredible drawings for us. www.willpottorff.com. Okay, so what parts of the house would you like? There it is. What parts of the house would you like to explore? Where would you like to do your bit, Derek? Where would you like to go?
Right in front of this portrait, I think I'm going to suggest this to the director. I just imagine that as we close in on me, that I'm gazing at this portrait, and I'm thinking, what secrets does this man hold on the other side in the spirit world? What is he hiding from us? And his unscrupulous gaze, I think it would be a wonderful shot. I don't want to tell you your job, darling. I truly don't. I'm just imagining that would be wonderful. And if we could just possibly light me from this side, because I'm looking a little puffy. We didn't quite have enough time. I asked for more cream, but we were not able to.
No, it's too late for that. You look great. Okay. And then the director's coming in. The director just does what Bobby tells him to, and the director's like, "Come on, let's shoot. Are you ready? Are you ready, Derek?"
I'm ready. I'll come up with something. Let's do
it. The camera guys got it trained on you, and go. You're there underneath the painting of Dr. Hans Titleman, the child murderer. That's what Bobby says to you. Child murderer. Talk about that.
Hans Titleman. Loving husband. Devoted father. Child murderer. Potential ghost.
Bobby walks in and is like, Derek, sorry to interrupt you. Are you feeling anything right now?
I could. Do we need a take of me feeling something? I wasn't.
Yeah, let's get one of him feeling something. Okay, sorry to interrupt you. Go ahead, buddy.
Course. Let me speak to my spirit guide quickly. Just yes, Chip. Yes.
Are we still rolling? Can I get in there and do some powder while he's thinking?
I would love some powder if we aren't still.
Yeah, rolling. You should give him powder. I was wrong. He looks bad. You can tell he drinks. I do too, bro.
Dina comes in and is slipping him information like, when I felt a presence, it was like it's like I was being tickled all over. All my nerves were tingling at all times. You can use a little bit of that, and then she backs away.
When I myself feel the work of the spirits, So
roll. Yeah,
Okay. I find myself tingling all over, and I must speak with. Is that? Yes, it's my spirit guide, Chip. He has something to tell me about this house. Speak through me, Chip. Speak through me. Oh, Mr. Derek. There's been an awful palaver's going on in this house. I think there's been a terrible murder. All of these little chidlers like me are all fearful unhappy. Oh, good thing you're here to get to the bottom of it with your friend Mac to be your assistant.
Excuse me, what?
We're
what?
rolling, Mac. We're
assistant?
I have to interrupt even Mac because as Derek is doing this palaver, Derek, why don't you go ahead and give me a charisma plus? That seems like a performance roll, right?
Okay. One might describe it as Shakespeare.
Yeah, sure. I can't believe that's his act that he talks to a little voice, like he just rips off the red rum thing from
little urchin called Chip. I got a crit, so I got
a
6
crit.
Successes.
A crit, 6
you all
successes.
believed it.
Well, I think that does mean that it does mean that he has really kind of whipped up a good kind of a fervor, a passion, a vehemence excuse me, that is quite convincing, which is why he might be taken by surprise when the painting that the set dressers just hung up suddenly smashes against the wall and falls on top of him. Give me a dexterity plus athletics roll to get out from under it in time.
Okay. That's not a lot of dice. I got 2 successes of 2.
That's not enough. And so I think you go ahead and take a bruised health level of damage as the painting smashes onto your head, and your head goes through the fabric part of it, of the canvas.
All my work. Ugh.
And Bobby's like, "What the fuck? Who hung that up? Come on! I mean, we're in a hurry, but you got to be careful. We got to have safety around here."
Can we get some professionals on this set, please? I could have died. I could have been a part of the spirit world myself instead of a conduit to it.
But
Mac,
then you could have had something interesting. You could have had something interesting to say on the show if you were a ghost, Derek.
That was gold, and you know it, Mac.
I think we can
Fool's
cut around
gold,
that.
maybe. Fool's gold, maybe.
Well, it's completely well. We can't do another take with the portrait now. It's ruined. Can someone get this thing off me? Miffy, where's Miffy? I need Miffy.
Kate Lee. Oh yeah. I'm sorry. Would you like to please introduce your assistant?
My assistant, Miffy Mafanway.
Mafanway.
Llewellyn.
And how does Mafanway? How does Mafanway appear?
Mafanway is short and bookish. Is always carrying a clipboard. Has very large glasses and is very, very used to Derek's bullshit, and has learned to wear a face of just passivity at all times in order just to get through it. She is a consummate professional and excellent at dealing with talent. She knows that this is just a stepping stone for her, but she has to be able to deal with Derek before she can move on to more spirited game.
So right now, I think Mafanway is saying like, it's okay. I think that they got the take, and I think it'll go on the show, and that's
Miffy, my head went through a painting.
Well, but I mean, even that just proves that you have powers, Derek. I mean,
well,
really,
I mean, as if there were any doubt.
Well, I mean, not that there were any doubt, but I'm just saying, like, I think that are they going to keep that in the cut?
They can't keep that in the cut.
While all this is going on, and Two Grips and Mafanway are getting the painting off of Derek's head, Mac, what would you like to do? I think they sort of have you setting up whatever your bit on the show will be, but perhaps you want to explore a little bit. And the same goes for Dina. Dina, you're kind of not immediately needed, so Dina, you can go explore a little bit or do what Dina would do. So let me ask Mac first. What do you do?
Well, Mac is first going to inform Bobby in no uncertain terms that they are not going to air the bit with Derek referring to Mac as his assistant, because they will not put up with this. Not again, Bobby. I've told you, not again. Assistant to that hack.
Right. No, I mean, okay, yeah. Sure.
It better not be there. And then they stalk off, and they want to go have a look at the children's bedrooms first, like any of the bedroom areas, because they're specifically interested in potential spirits of the children who died in this house, things of that nature.
Very good. You climb the steps up to the second floor, and you find fuming the entire way. And actually, the PA, Caitlin, will follow behind you because she's supposed to kind of help you get your segment of the show ready. And on the second floor, you find that there is a master bedroom and then a toilet. And then right across is a children's bedroom. And Caitlin is saying, according to her drawing of the house, that there's also a playroom on the next floor up.
Playrooms, yes. You often get children's spirits and things like that. They can't let go, Caitlin, of the real world and the things they used to have. And children are very, touchy-feely and they can't get over not having their toys anymore.
Right. So they're like dead, but still children.
Well, yes, most of them. And they don't know that they're dead, most of them, and so they keep trying to get to their toys, which is where you get a lot of things about poltergeists and so on, as they keep moving children's items and toys and books and food and things. It's all things children would normally go for.
Sure. Yeah, that makes sense. So is there like a place in here you'd like to stand and say some of this stuff?
Mhm. So I'll look around the room and go, lighting's not very good in here. Is it just too bright? I need something more atmospheric. Let's try the playroom upstairs. And they're just going to go off and without bothering to look if Caitlin's following them or not.
It's a night shoot, and by the time you have climbed up to the third floor and the playroom, you're losing light up on this level. And in fact, the playroom is perfect if you don't want any sunlight because it has no windows. How cheery.
Very atmospheric.
Now, many families have lived in this house, so there is not, a crib or toys or anything in here currently. It's just kind of a room with wooden board flooring, hardwood flooring, and, kind of old hooks on the wall. The house has been vacated before you came to do all of this. Are you going to investigate around in here?
Yes, I'm gonna have a look around. I imagine I have something like an EMF meter or something to check for any
Yes.
signs.
On your possessions, please write down EMF meter. I'm going to add that to your possessions.
Okay.
Yeah, you can go ahead and do you want to take a reading using occult?
Okay. All right. So what do we have in here?
You can roll occult plus, I think, intelligence with an EMF meter.
Oh boy. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 4 out of 7.
So 4 successes is a lot of successes, and the EMF meter is not getting anything until you kind of get tired for a second and you hold it up like this, and then you realize that it's going off the charts when you point it at the ceiling.
Caitlin, are you seeing this? Look up.
See the needles moving. Yeah.
There's something up there.
Okay.
Is there an attic or something?
Yeah, there's a crawl space. There's it says we go. There's the stairs are out here.
Quickly. There might be something up there. It would be great for filming, but if there's something up there, we can't let it get away. And like their eyes are wild with excitement.
Okay, great. So the two of you run, and there's actually, it's not like an attic where you have to pull down the stairs. There are just stairs up to it, and you realize that you are going to the a circular room in top of the very utmost 4th floor turret of the house. And when you arrive up there, you can see that the lock on the door was forced by your crew earlier so that you would have access to it. It looks like the lock has been pulled off, and inside there is the dying light of the day is kind of filtering through heavy dust bunnies, and there's not a lot in here. It was used for storage, and some things were left in here. Let me describe what you find in there. There's like some old crates full of bedding. There are some shelves with Christmas decorations. There's a pile of old family albums that look like they've taken some water damage. So shelves, albums, box of Christmas decorations, box of bedding.
Albums
and
first.
There is a window with light shining through. The albums first. Okay, so you can look through the albums, and as you do, they really are kind of coming apart, and they're kind of mealy and rotting from wear. But it does look like they may have belonged to the original family who owned the house, because you see once again the kind of very dour countenance of Dr. Hans Teitelman, his very beautiful wife Adelaide Teitelman, and their 3 children standing at attention. Well behaved, almost at like parade rest, kind of like little soldiers, all staring out at you from the photo album.
You see, Caitlin, it's very important to look at images first, because if you encounter spirits, it's often helpful if you can put names to faces. Many of them, especially if they've been dead for a long time, have forgotten their names. And if you can speak to them and call them by their actual names, maybe it can recall them to a bit of their humanity.
What's
Also, it's just
this?
helpful. It's also just
She's
helpful to be
pointing
able
at
to
something on
recognize
a
people.
shelf.
What?
What's this thing? And she's pointing at an odd object. It looks like a shard of metal with a hole in it, and it's sitting on a shelf so that it's facing the window that looks out over the avenue. It appears to be some sort of. It's got like leather bands on the back. This is what it looks like. It's about the size of a human head.
Oh my, that's a bit disturbing, isn't it? I'm gonna point my EMF
Should
meter
I
at it.
go get the camera, guys? When you point your EMF meter at it, your EMF meter goes all the way into the red.
Oh, there's definitely spirit activity here. Caitlin, get the cameras, quick!
Okay, I'll get them. And she starts running downstairs. Meanwhile, Derek and Rina, Dina rather. Dina, actually, let's go to Dina. Dina, what's next for you? What do you do between touching up Bobby and Derek?
So Dina's really into house flipping, so she will like walk around, tiptoe around quietly and look at all the rooms in the house and be like, oh, this is what a wallpaper I would do. I would knock out this wall. Oh my God, this house, that sort of stuff. So probably in the kitchen, like poking around, seeing if there's any sometimes people leave wine in old houses that they forget about.
Very interesting. Well, Dina, when you are looking for wine, you find steps from the kitchen leading down into a cellar.
She takes her phone and clicks on the light and shines it down into the crevasse.
It's very old cellar, with the kind of not uniform stones kind of stacked together and culled together. So it looks like it's a very old house. But the creaky wooden stairs look like they'll hold if you went down in.
She goes halfway down the stairs.
Once she gets down, she sees that in fact this place has like an earthen floor, and old, big pylons of support, kind of supporting it. And why don't you give me a Wits plus investigation roll?
Where's investigation? Oh, I have none. Okay, so 2. Hold on. That's 1 success.
One success, I think, is enough for you to notice that there is a wall that instead of being made of stone, it looks like it's made of kind of drywall.
Oh, and she goes, oh, that's a shame, because you know what I would do? Was I put sand down here and make it like a beachy sort of vibe, but I guess they wanted this creepy wall.
Yeah, and you're kind of staring at it, and as you watch it, you can see that some of it is kind of peeling.
I go up to it. And I'm trying to. I pull it like a little paint chip, just a teeny bit.
Okay. When you do that, I roll some dice.
Oh no!
It's bad when he rolls dice.
Oh no!
It could be ice cream. We don't know. It could be something cool.
It could be for wine.
Sounds like a lot of dice too.
A cool wine cellar that had a cover on it.
It could be a cask of Amontillado. You never know.
That was quite a lot of dice, and it was quite an interesting result. Dina, as you're watching this peeling that's happening with the drywall, suddenly brown stains start to bloom across the drywall. Green gangrenous stains start to bloom across the drywall. And I need you to make a dexterity plus athletics roll right now, because you were kind of pressing your weight against this little area a little bit, and you are now, the entire thing is sort of starting to give and kind of rot away under you, and you're falling forward.
Well, I have 0 successes, so I go, oh.
Okay, no damage, but you kind of like smush through this wall. It's like wet pieces of it are on you. Like it's suddenly filled with like kind of a brown kind of ichor fluid, and you kind of fall forward with pieces of wall on you into an old tunnel that turns off to the left beneath the street.
I wipe the muck and guck out of my eyes and spit it out of my mouth. And I turn behind me. Is the wall the same? Is it just more ick? If I tried to push through, would it do anything?
So you've come through the wall into this tunnel, and when you look back, like you're certain that all of that just happened while you were watching, right? And that
Yes.
means I need you to roll your willpower right now.
Willpower. So remind me, roll all of them?
Yes, and you have a willpower of, it
6.
seems like, let me see, Dina. You have a 6 willpower. So this is so scary and so insane, the kind of miraculous thing you've just witnessed. 3 of them must be successes. How'd you do?
They must be. So a 6
In
or
order-
higher is a success, correct?
Yes, that's right.
So I only have 2 successions, an 8 and a 6.
You only have 2 successes, so I will let you decide how she reacts, but Dina has a fear reaction right now, a terrified reaction.
I guess she screams, hopefully interrupting a take or something.
Very good. Upstairs, Derek, you're in the middle of another soliloquy when suddenly there is a huge scream from below.
My goodness! A scream from the wine cellar. We must investigate. Miffy, bring a glass.
Miffy pulls out the wine glass that she always keeps on her person because you like wine. And the 2 of you, and in fact, a cameraman and Bobby are all descending the wooden steps down to the cellar. And as you hear them kind of like rumbling about upstairs, Dina, I want you to know that you are kind of looking through the wall. You're looking through it into this tunnel beyond, and you see something. You see in the blackness ahead of you, in the darkness.
Do I feel that this energy is positive, negative, indifferent?
Well, I'll let you decide based on what you're about to see.
Okay.
Because you see the darkness ahead of you, a piece of it becomes even more dark, almost like a crack in the darkness.
Okay. I take 1 step forward. I go, okay.
That crack is starting to open. Let's see.
I call out to them like, today was supposed to be a short day for me, and I hate to be this person, but I gotta use the restroom, and I'm sure there's nothing below here because this place, the codes, there's no way.
Yeah. So, what you see for just a moment is a extremely dark figure, and that figure seems to have like horns or protrusions coming out of its face.
Okay.
And it is wearing kind of like a metal visage across its face, and it is kind of like moving toward you and reaching for you. Let's see that visage if we can. Yes, you see this moving toward you, and I must ask you to roll your willpower again. And this time you need 4 successes not to do something panicked.
See, I'm feeling pretty good up in the creepy
You are
crawl
the
space
safe
right
place
now.
you could possibly be.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4 successes. Yes.
4 successes.
10
You
to
got
6
them.
and a 9.
So, so I can tell you that the thing isn't. It kind of just watches you, and then suddenly that black kind of crack, that shadowy crack, kind of closes again, as suddenly lights are shined on it. Whoa! Did you find a tunnel? It's bootleggers. This is amazing. And everybody is now making a lot of noise. Derek is there. Mithanway is pouring him a glass of Pinot Noir. Bobby is yelling. The director is there. Everybody is now shouting, and the strange entity appears to be gone.
There was I was pushed through the wall, and the mark and the is. I need a wipe.
Well, you're our makeup artist, so you would have all of the wipe.
You're right. You have the wipes, Dina. They're in your pouch.
Maybe you do have wipes.
I open my fanny pack and I just scatter everything. I'm just so shaken, like, if we turn off the lights, it'll come back. Oh no, that's what I'm sure.
Well, no one's going to turn off the lights, darling. We're here now. It's a very spooky house, isn't it, darling? So you had a bit of a scare. Have some wine. It'll always make you feel better. And if you like, you can have one of Derek's special pills. But no more than one glass of wine, if that's going to be the case. Let's just calm it down. I'm sure one of my spirit guides would have warned me if there were any bad ghosts here. I'm not feeling anything, and as you know, I'm a conduit to the spirit world. So you just had a little bit of a fright.
It's me, Chip.
What the fuck was that?
Can you hear me? It's me, Chip, your spirit guide.
Who's Miffy?
I'm gonna rip that shitty mustache off your face and make you eat it. Then I'm gonna cut your throat, and I'm gonna push your head back until it's like a trash can with one of those flip open trash cans.
Miffy, this is very inappropriate. Someone's doing an extremely bad joke, and I don't appreciate it.
Willpower roll, and you need, I think, 3 successes for that.
10.
All right. I got 2 successes.
2 successes, not enough. Derek must undergo some sort of fear reaction. He must show his fear in some way. Oh, that's not enough. What actually happens is Derek then runs deep. Derek runs deeper into the tunnel. Hey, Derek, where are you going, man? Derek runs down into the tunnels.
Fuck off, Chip.
Meanwhile, in the exact opposite end of the house, vertically, in the highest most point of the house, Caitlin walks into the room and is like, "What are you doing, Mac? You're wearing the mask."
I had to see if it would show me anything.
Did it?
I don't know. I feel different.
Mac, you don't remember putting the mask on.
I just reach up, touch the mask. And then I point the EMF meter at it as I realize it's on my face.
Yeah, it's going nuts. It's going absolutely cuckoo.
I don't remember putting it on, but I had to have put it on, right? Right? This had to be me. Looking for things, right? I always test things first. That's Mac. Right?
Sure. Yeah, they found something downstairs. Maybe we should just go do that for a while.
What did they find?
I don't know. Something in the cellar.
Oh, okay. But there's something up here. I don't. They look very indecisive from what you can see in the mask. Just very indecisive eyes.
Actually, it's only just one eye is open because it's like a one hole in the mask. It's a very strange mask. Are you going to follow Caitlin down to the cellar?
Well, I'm going to try to take the mask off first because that's a little creepy.
Oh, okay. Well, as you do so, Caitlin looks different for a minute in the kind of the waning light up here because you guys didn't take a lot of lights up here with you, and as I said, the sun was going down. So Caitlin looks very different. She looks like someone you recognize. Her back is to you now. She's waiting for you to follow her.
Dana?
Caitlin turns around, and it is, in fact, your sister, Dana.
Dana? Dana? How did you get here?
And she says, "You killed me, Mac.
I didn't.
I'm going to tell everybody what you did."
I didn't mean
Why
to.
would you keep it a secret?
I was just a kid. We were just
It's
kids.
like you erased me.
Max starts ringing, like rocking back and forth a little bit, and then there's kind of reaching out with one hand towards their sister. It's like, no, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I've been looking for you this whole time. Don't go.
And a very important role is coming up here,
Yes.
Mac. And that role might not be what you think it is. Let's see here. I need you to get ready with to resist something that's about to happen to you.
Oh no.
So let me see how many dice you are resisting here. Okay. And you are going to resist. I want to make sure I get this right. 1 second. Meanwhile, Derek is just running through. He's just running through tunnels underneath Cleveland. Here we go. You're going to roll your willpower. Okay, that makes sense.
Okay.
Versus whatever's about to happen here.
So willpower 5. 1, 2, 3. Just 3.
3. 1, 2, 2. You feel you don't want to take the mask off, and you want to silence this person, and you feel your hands going toward her, and then you are stronger. And so please narrate how you break free of this.
So I'm reaching out to Dana because I want her to know I'm sorry. That's what I've been trying to tell her for my entire life. And then I think just as I sort of step forward and the image wavers a little bit, and I see a glimpse of Caitlin, and I start shaking my head in confusion, trying to figure out what is happening, and then it just shifts back into focus with Caitlin again. And I just sort of stand there blinking in confusion, looking around, wondering where my sister went.
Yeah, and Caitlin's like, maybe I should take that.
No, mine. The house, it belongs to the house. No, you can't have this.
Okay, but I'm gonna tell props about it because they're probably gonna need to use it.
That's fine, but it's mine.
Do you need a break? Because we're allowed to take a break. It's you can take a break.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I'll just keep this, and we'll go see what's happening downstairs. But no. And Max just kind of clutching it to themselves, just like possessively.
Very good. So you guys descend down into the house, and meanwhile, in this tunnel under the house, Derek, you are running madly through the tunnels. Give me a wits plus awareness roll.
Oof.
Not a good one for Derek.
1 success.
1 success. Oh, that's not very witty or aware at all. You suddenly realize that the tunnel isn't just one tunnel. It branches off, and that you have branched several times. And you are in a tunnel with like a lower ceiling now, and you see where at some point people probably like put a torch or a light like into some sconces that are kind of hanging there, and you can just feel it because you don't have a light source on you, do you?
I have a phone.
Oh, that'll work.
Yeah.
So that's what you see that in the light of your phone, and you can hear far off somewhere like, "Hey, where'd he go? Yeah, what's going on?"
Am I still mic'd up?
Oh, give me a chance die. Roll 1 die, and if it comes up 6 or above, you're still mic'd up.
I am. It was a fail, so I guess I'm not.
So you try to use that. Hello, and like you're mic'd up, but they're not listening apparently. Like you're not.
I take it off and I go, this is a trick. Surely this is Mac McCready is behind this. This is. Calm down, Derek. Chip is nodding your head. You invented Chip for this show. And very pointedly doesn't say it into the mic. They're trying to get you. It's going to be fine.
Hey, Derek. It's me, Chip.
Sound of playing a trick on you. That's
It's
not what Chip sounds like.
Hey, Derek.
Chip is a happy
You want to
little
see something? You want to see something really cool?
No.
It's
thank
really,
you.
it's really fun and swell.
No, thank you. Bugger off.
Look over here.
I don't want to. And you can't make me.
There's a slight gleam ahead of you.
I look at the gleam.
It's a door. Somehow it's catching the light of your phone. It's made of metal, whereas a lot of what's around you is stone.
This is Mac. I'm going to go up to the microphone and go, Mac, this isn't a funny joke. I don't know what you've arranged with sound, but I see through this, and I know what you're trying to do. You're trying to play some kind of joke on me and make me look like a fraud, but I'm a conduit to the spirit world, and I'm not afraid of any of your tricks. I'm going to walk through this door, and there's going to be nothing there, because I don't feel any ghost in this house at all. And I am the medium, and I would know if there was. So it's going to be fine. And you can fuck off. And then he puts the mic in his pocket and walks through the door.
He pushes through the door. It kind of like scrapes the floor. It's so loud. Like it echoes through the tunnels as he does this. And he arrives in a room where he sees that there are beautiful glass cases that have like, it looks like medals in them. And there are mannequins set up, like wooden mannequins who are wearing some kind of uniform. And then beyond that, there is a almost like pews. And in the pews, he can see humanoid forms sitting. And beyond the pews, he can see a great curtain and a pulpit and something gleaming on the pulpit. And meanwhile, outside, back in the tunnels, where Mac, I'm going to say that you and Caitlin have joined Dina and Bobby and the cameraman and the director. And would you guys like to try to find Derek, or are you exploring yourself, like where you'd like to look, or what do you think you're doing?
Well, Mac is still clutching this creepy mask to their chest because this is what let them see their sister, they think, and they're convinced this is the proof they've been looking for, but also maybe a conduit to their sister. And so they're just looking around and trying to act semi-casual while holding this mask to their chest, and it's not working super well. Like,
I'm going to see if any of the NPCs notice that you are holding this weird mask.
Probably will.
Yeah.
You know what? None of them do. So Caitlin, yeah, they got like
this.
Dina can. Yeah, Dina's a player character, so she gets special privileges. She can notice this if she'd like.
Because either I'm like, this is too weird of a day and I'm going to try to get to just be excused for the evening, or either I've got to address this creepy thing that you've got in your hands or chase after the darkness. And I tell, hey Mac, hey, we've had some wild stuff happening down here. Okay. I know you're going through a lot. I can see your eyeballs are dilated to hell and back. Okay. I need you to calm down. And I grab their hands and I like interlock and like, okay, relax.
I saw her. I saw her, Dina.
I believe you. I believe you. I saw something down here too.
You did?
And we've all seen something. And the only person who actually might see something for real this time is Derek, which is sad.
Oh,
we have to go get him.
Do we?
We do. We can't get our checks if he doesn't perform.
That's right. Okay.
Bobby is talking to the cameraman and the director and going, let's set up something right here. Like, wow, we found this tunnel. So they are not going with you. It's just going to be you guys.
Of course, the NPCs would never go along. Okay. We'll go find him. And then maybe Maybe I can put the mask on him and he'll see for real. And then he'll know. And then he can't fake it anymore. And like their fingers and their knuckles are turning white with just ripping this.
Ow. Okay. Well, I'm gonna release your hands.
You have to be real. Because it's real. It's real. And
I
he'll know.
believe
He'll
you.
know.
I don't. Okay. I believe you. Let's go. But first, I'm going to check in with the sound guy. Can you hear Derek on your boom at all?
Oh shit. And he starts like fiddling with knobs. But Derek is over. He stopped asking for help a little while ago. He tried that.
But what's the range on the radio? How far could he have gotten?
Oh, he couldn't have gotten too far. Let's see if the sound guy knows his job. But by the way, the crew of Call of the Dead, unlike most production crews, is not very good. Most production crews I find to be the hardest working, smartest people on the planet. But it's Call of the Dead is a terrible show. And he succeeds, so he can tell you roughly that Derek couldn't have gone more than like a city block. He couldn't have gone very far.
It's a huge house. Okay, we press on.
Well, it's actually, you realize as you go, Dina, into the tunnels that you're sort of leaving the house, kind of. You kind of are going underneath Cleveland now. And you are walking, and let's see if one of you can figure out where Derek has gone, because you arrive at like a fork in the tunnels, where the one tunnel continues to veer off to the left, and then there's sort of this like lower hanging kind of area, this kind of smaller like addendum tunnel. Let's see if you can figure out where to go. Give me a roll. What would you use to pathfind your way through this darkness?
Nobody ever puts point in track.
And in fact, that's a Cthulhu skill, so I can tell you've played plenty of Cthulhu. There is no track, but survival would double as track.
Oh,
yeah,
I don't have
survival.
that.
I have survival.
Oh, well, that's good. Dina, would you like to try a little survival?
And that's just one. Okay. Well, I was thinking also like what
you could add your wits to it if you'd like.
Could I use my insight to figure out which sort of person Derek is, which direction he would naturally go in?
Resolve. I would think whatever he feels is his best like side.
Yes, that's what I'm thinking.
Is it my left? Is it my right?
That's what I'm thinking. And
that's
stage
so
left,
good.
Stage right.
That's so good.
Could I add resolve to that maybe instead?
Yeah, resolve is way better. Dina, do a resolve plus survival, and Mac, you can roll your intelligence plus insight, but because of reminding that Derek always favors one side, you can add a die.
Ooh, so
okay.
8.
That is 2 successes.
2 successes, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 out of 8.
Holy shit.
I know.
You're fairly certain that in his flight, he would have ducked down this kind of smaller passage.
Mm-hmm.
And Dina, you in fact find where he stepped in a puddle for a moment and then stepped on some dry land, and you confirm that yes, he is trying to keep to his good side even when he's running in panic. And so
he's doing that stage running. He's doing that stage running where he's only keeping one side to the audience. So it would have to be this direction.
In his head, it's just yelling, "Cheat out! Cheat out!"
Meanwhile, Derek, you have entered this room, and I can tell you that from behind the altar, a figure is raising up in front of you. This figure has black hands.
Now look here.
And it's like...
That's quite enough of that. I read Mac's notes. I know you're trying to be scary, but I'm not scared of you.
And that
you've done a wonderful job. This is all looks very good, but I can tell you now that Derek Jacobson is not scared of a silly man.
Yeah, the figure looks kind of like this, and it's raising its black hands to you.
Oh, he's definitely scared of that.
Yeah, why don't you give me a willpower roll? Give me 4 successes.
Okay.
4. You did.
Come on, Peaches. 2 successes.
2 successes.
It's curtains
Not
for
enough.
Derek.
I think that Derek,
Final bow.
scream, and you don't get a chance to investigate in here before your friends arrive. You scream, you fall to your knees, and give me a stamina roll right now.
Okay, just stamina.
Yeah, just roll your stamina.
1 success.
Not enough. You have tinkled a little bit.
Oh no.
You had a lot of wine before the
This
before
is
the
true.
table.
Yeah. Well, as a classically trained actor, one is prepared for these things.
Yes, and so now Mac and Dina enter this room and find you. You find Derek curled up between the pews, having and there's a slight smell of urine.
Oh, God, Derek, you couldn't have waited till we could get you back to the porta potties. Fuck.
You can fuck off, Mac McCready. This place is full of ghosts.
Yes, I know it's full of ghosts.
It's filthy with ghosts. There's ghosts everywhere.
So you've seen.
I saw.
Of course, I always see the ghosts.
Don't lie to me, Derek Jacobson, you fraudulent piece of shit.
Is this all a setup? Are you doing? Did you do this with sound and with props?
No. What did you see? What did you see, Derek?
I saw the man from your scary notes, Mac. Isn't that a coincidence? The scary man with black hands.
No, because he's supposed to be in the house. That's the whole point. We're investigating it. He was in the house.
So you're all yelling and you're all fighting, and while that's going on, okay, Caitlin suddenly sticks her head around the corner and is like, "What's happening in here? Oh my God, what is this place?" And she walks in, and she, the first table she gets to, she picks up a sign that says Federation of German Americans, FGA. She blows dust off of it. She's got her flashlight going.
I maybe don't touch anything, and also
you don't know what you're inhaling. That's just ridiculous.
Oh my God! Do you think that this is like asbestos?
Very likely. You don't know. It's a delicate book.
Roll your willpower.
Me? Okay.
Yep, your willpower.
All right. I've got 5 in that, so 1 success.
Oh no! 1 success.
Right, willpower rolls.
We're doing so well. We're not gonna survive. We're not gonna survive to next session, guys. This was great. Can I play Caitlin? Can I play Caitlin when I die?
Yeah, I want to be the sound guy.
Okay, so 6 successes over here, and so that is that means something's about to happen, and this is what happens.
Jesus fuck.
Mac puts the mask back on, walks over to the altar where there's an enormous dagger, and that dagger has in the pommel like a big eagle.
Cool.
Then turns to the nearest person. Dina and Derek, please roll a single die.
I got a success.
I did not.
And Mac, you are completely not in control of yourself. Something else is driving. You can feel it curled up in your chest. You can hear its teeth gnashing right behind your face as it takes the knife and plunges it into Dina's back. Let's see how it goes. Mac, you have a strength of only 1. That bodes very well.
I'm not a strong person.
No. Let me see what our friends'
what's your armor class,
is.
My armor class. Let's see. I'm wearing
there is no armor class. There's only death in the world of darkness. Okay. Okay, here we go. Ready? So you plunge the dagger into poor Dina's back for 4 lethal damage. 4 lethal damage. So on your damage track there, Dina, you'll notice that
Ouch.
You your health track. You're going to go ahead and erase 2, 3, 4, leaving you with 1. I think, Dina. Is that correct?
Yeah, that'll be right.
Okay. So, Dina, you are currently bleeding out of your back, and now that was kind of a surprise attack. I think we can all agree. Caitlin drops the sign she was holding, and everybody can react to this because it's a new round, and you can fight to break free, Mac, if you'd like. Okay.
Yeah.
So
All right.
new round. What is everybody going to do, Dina? Other than bleed, what are you going to do?
Can I reach behind me and pull it out, or push it from the other side?
I'm going to rule that that Mac has stabbed it in and pulled it out on her own. So you just feel a really bad pain in your back and a lot of the stuff that makes your body function leaking out the back of you.
Okay, well then I take a bunch of wipes or whatever and try to pack the wound.
Okay.
Maybe
I love that.
grab a lighter and a piece of metal or something and try to cauterize the back. What the hell's wrong with you? And
okay. I'll allow you to do a little emergency medicine. Now, looking at your skills, you do not have any medicine. So I'll let you to try
Well, you think this will work.
a straight up wits roll. That's 2 of your die to see if you can kind of staunch the bleeding and maybe heal back a health level. And I want you to know that you don't roll it yet. Don't roll it quite yet, Dina, because we are now in sort of a combat round. So I want to know what everybody's going to do, and then we'll all roll at once. What is Derek going to do when he sees this happen?
So Derek is going to try and use his force of personality to talk Mac down.
Okay.
This has gone too far. Whatever's happening, he firmly believes that Mac is behind this, and whatever's happened, this has to be faker.
Great, that's a great idea. I love that. I love that plan.
He's going to sort of channel Macbeth.
Then I will allow him to use. He can use. He can use leadership if he'd like to, and he may add his. It sounds like he's being honest. He's not really. Or do you want to use manipulation?
Well, manipulation is more dice.
Yeah, roll manipulation plus leadership to try to manipulate Mac into stopping this insanity. Don't roll quite yet. We'll roll in a second. And then Mac, are you going to try to resist?
Yes, because all the noise and everything. Am I inside my body am I aware of what my body just did?
Yes, and it is as horrific as it would be, depending on how you view your character. It is a horrible, horrible thing.
So Mac is screaming internally because they're not in control of their body, and they're going to just try and fight it. They're trying to turn the knife away, point it towards a wall or something so that they can't stab Dina or Derek. Well, if we have to stab someone, Derek would be better, but we're going to try not to.
I'm just out of stabbing range now that I know that the stabbing's on the menu.
Okay, you must spend 1 of your willpower.
Okay, I can do that.
And you are now going to roll what is left of your willpower against me.
Okay, I've got 4 now.
And we are now going to roll, everybody, so you may roll what you were going to roll.
Okay. 3 out of 4.
3.
I got 3.
And I'm looking
2 successes out of 2.
2 successes out of 2. You do. You know what? You don't. That's not enough successes to give you a health level back, Dino. But you do have you've got the wound covered. You've stuffed something into it so that you're not just sitting there bleeding out.
Can I also take out my asp so I can defend myself should they choose to strike me again? Because I'm going for those kneecaps.
Not the action that you called before, but I will allow it. For I am a gracious storyteller. However, it all might be moot because our friend Mac did not win the Battle of the Wills there, and our friend Mac once again stabs towards you as you try to kind of shore up your wound and pull out the way that you defend yourself. So what did we say? That's a strength of 1 plus
Yes. Nobody plays a tank.
Yeah, come on, stab me. Do it, I dare you.
What is the weapon? What is the weapon that you have, Dina? I forgot. What is it?
It's an asp.
It's an asp.
It's a retractable baton.
Right. Okay. So you get the retractable baton out and unretract it at the second that Mac stabs you in the chest. And you take 4 more, because the knife does +2. 4 more lethal damage. That is correct. Dina.
So fun playing with you guys. It's great.
It was wonderful.
You pull out your asp. You have it ready to go, and you're like, listen, you're ready to defend yourself, and the knife goes into your chest once. Let me hear what Derek said to Mac as Mac stabbed Dina twice.
Now listen here, Mac McCready. I don't know what your problem is right now, but I will have you drummed out of the union for this, and you will never work in this town again if you do not put that silly prop down and stop pretending to stab the makeup
It's
girl.
not a prop. I'm bleeding. They stabbed me in my boob.
Oh, I'm gonna need a stamina roll to say that much.
Okay, sure. Yes, I said all of it.
Okay, you said that, and then you, Rashawn, thank you so much for playing with us. You die. Now it is a new round. Oh, by the way, your forgive me, Patrick, your speech making had very little effect on Mac, and so as you can see, and so I can tell you that this round. Our friend Caitlin is running out of the room as far away as she can go. Mac, what are you doing?
I'm gonna keep fighting it in even more panicked, silent screaming.
And Derek, what are you doing?
Fuck.
I think Derek has realized a couple of things. I think he's realized this isn't a joke.
Yeah.
He's realized that ghosts are real. And he's realized that he's fucked.
Yeah, that's probably true.
What Derek does with these moments is he gives his final performance.
Tell me what that means.
He gives the greatest rendition of the soliloquy. He faces down this creature that has Mac McCready. And he blasts it full force with every dot of Shakespeare that he has.
That's not a spell, right?
Because he knows that
I cast Shakespeare.
The bard.
And he's just gonna just absolutely, like, if he's going out acting, classically trained.
Very good.
Exit pursued by a bear.
Yeah. Fully.
Derek, give me a charisma plus. What is this? This is performance. Shakespeare. add your bonus die.
And people said I would never use my speciality in Shakespeare. 5 plus 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So essentially we're deciding if I go out like a boss, right?
That's right.
It's a tepid performance. Can I spend a point of willpower?
Yeah. So remember, you can spend a point of willpower to reroll up to 3 failed dice.
Oh, I got 4 successes after spending the willpower.
Okay, 4 successes. Oh my God. Let's hear a little bit of this. As by the way, Mac, according to the rules here, the host may spend 1 willpower to make an opposed willpower roll against this control. Okay. Each net success, and I already did that math, reduces the art's duration by 1 scene. You did not. You actually, it got more net successes. So I think this thing is just in control of you until this scene is over.
Okay.
You are inside. You are feeling all of this happen. You can feel this thing inside of you. It's cold. It's cold. And that is when Derek launches into his greatest performance he's ever given.
So Derek looks to the heavens as though reading from his second monitor. He goes, to be or not to be? That is the question. Whether 'tis nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or to take arms against a sea of troubles.
Mac's knife goes into your throat.
My apologies.
You only take 3 lethal damage, so you can continue.
To die, to sleep, no rot, and by a sleep to save the end, the heartache, and 1,000 natural shocks.
Mac, give me a intelligence plus insight roll while this thing has control of you.
Yeah, is this thing going to Broadway or what?
So 3, 7. Okay. 1, 3, 4 out of 7.
4 out of 7. You can ask me a question about this thing. You have learned something from having it in control of you.
Mm-hmm. What is it?
This is a ghost. I'll give you one other little clue.
Okay.
You know it's not the man with black hands.
Okay, so it's a different thing.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And you watch as Derek, even watching through your own eyes like you're a prisoner, you tear up a little bit because it really is the best you've ever seen him orate.
And he did know the truth at the end, so that's something for him.
You convinced him. Your knife comes down. Let's go ahead and let's face it. Derek chose to do Shakespeare when faced with the knife, and so he gets stabbed repeatedly. And at the end of that horrifying slaughter, Mac, you find yourself covered in blood in this weird tunnel room beside the bodies of Dina Lewis and Derek Jacobson. And you know that Caitlin has run off and saw what happened. What do you do? Oh, you feel yourself suddenly enter your body again.
I sort of fall to my knees, just sort of rocking back and forth a little bit and just like trying to cope with all of this. And just like, I look at Dina and I say, I'm sorry. And I look at Derek and I say, likewise. And then just,
oh wow, it's a secret room. Suddenly the cameras with like lights on the cameras and the entire production staff and the director and Bobby, he's like, wow, I can't believe this. This has never happened in the entire history of Call of the Dead. We have found a genuine secret room underneath the Tarrant Castle. And here's our parapsychologist, Mac McCready. They will tell you what this room means and what this... Oh my God. Oh, fuck, they're hurt. They're hurt. Someone can help.
I'm going to whisper as that's going on. Sorry, Dana. And I'm going to use the knife and cut my own throat.
Really?
Yes. It's the only way I can make amends now.
The video is passed around the internet for years afterwards. Somehow the footage got leaked of Mac McCready looking into the light of the camera as Bobby, the host of Call of the Dead, vomits all over his own pimped out sneakers as Mac McCready looks and says, sorry, Dana, stabs the dagger into their own throat and pulls it across in an incredible act of nightmarish seppuku beneath the Tarek castle. Your body falls to the ground limp in the video, and then the video goes dark, and people that shouldn't be watching that kind of thing move on to other unsavory internet explorations. But I'm going to tell you what happened the moment after that video was shot. You find yourself, Mac, in an egg. You realize that you are sitting on the floor and you're in some sort of egg or bubble. It's very hard to move your arms and legs and head, and there's like a thick fluid filling your mouth and your nostrils. What do you do?
I'm gonna start like trying to expel the fluid, like coughing and choking and trying to spit it out. Like, and trying not to hyperventilate at the same time.
Great. You realize that the way to get out of this thing would be to somehow pull your way out of it. Strength plus, I think I'm going to call it athletics to kind of pull this thing open that you're inside of.
So 1d10 then.
You can. Oh, that's all you get. Okay.
Yes.
So let's see how you do.
No, it's a 3.
Derek Jacobson, you find yourself also in like some sort of pod. I don't know what what vocabulary Derek would use for the situation he's in, but he's also sort of returned to the womb. He finds himself, stretching against this like sort of elastic, like tarp that's like stuck tight against him. What does Derek do?
Miffy, I need help. I'm in some kind of egg.
Wits plus awareness.
That is 3 successes.
He looks and through a very, very hazy, very almost opaque, kind of oozy, kind of like, the saran wrap of this kind of like tarp he's caught in. He can see the shape of Miffy over some kind of inert form, but it's unmistakably Miffy because nobody else has such bony shoulders that are moving up and down. And very, very quietly, he can hear somewhere,
Miffy, I need a glass of wine. I've had a terrible day.
Dina, you also find yourself in one of these strange pods full of, is this stuff good for your pores? It's kind of covering your face and getting up into your mouth and your nostrils. You can feel it in your ears. It's kind of a very cold ooze. And you can't quite move, and you can feel the ooze coming out, surrounding you in the pod, and you can also feel it coming out of your back and out of your chest. The same kind of substance is kind of pulsating through the entire strange pod. What do you do?
As I wriggle around, it feels kind of very good, like the whole body's being submerged. I would weightless and heavy all at the same time. And I feel my lips up against the edge of it, and I start to bite through. I'm going to kind of rip a hole in there.
Nice. That feels like such a survival tactic that I'll allow you to roll your strength plus survival.
Okay. That's 3 d10s. Hold on. That's going to be 2 successes.
That's really good out of 3 successes. So I think that you actually have pulled off strips of the thing and you can kind of you feel there's no air, no light, but you can kind of just feel like the thing kind of giving at the top.
Can I like feed my hands through and kind of like bloom out?
Yeah, give me another strength plus survival roll. This time they have to all be successes for this to work.
No dice.
Very good. You get your finger out, and then you feel something sharp against your finger, and you're like, "Oh God, they're back, here to stab me again." Maybe that's what goes through your mind. But then that blade that you feel on the tips of your fingers pulls down across the outside of this egg or shell, and it tears through, and you see that it's small. It's like a scalpel. It's not the dagger, and it pulls down and it tears, and suddenly all of that stuff is spilling out onto the floor, and you are falling out like a newborn child, kind of falling out of the womb out into a very cold, dark space. And standing there before you is a man with black hands, and he's holding a scalpel, and he looks at, yes, this is him, yes, and he's like, "Well, that didn't go very well for you, did it? Are you pure? Have you been corrupted? I can hurt you if you're not pure."
All right, I'm pure. You're scared, aren't you? How long have you been alone?
I'm not scared. Look, I just ripped you out of your call. I'm helping you. You should give me respect. Your friends over here, one of them succumbed. They let it get inside.
Well, have you ever? Why are you so concerned?
Let's see how you seem to be very composed, Dina. Give me a composure plus let's see, insight roll to see if you are able to poke at this apparition.
Oh no. Okay. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's gonna be 3 successes.
Yeah, you are. You learn something about this man, and you're able to. You're right. He is afraid, and he wants you gone. He wants you out. He starts saying like, "You're making things more complicated. You need to get out of here." And he's moving over toward the other. You see 2 other pods. Do you want to
let them out? Let them out, and we'll leave you alone, so you can be by yourself, just like you want.
Good. And he
yes, you're in control right now. Good for you.
Thank you. Please stop talking. This is not easy. He slices into another pod, and he slices down the side. Thick mucus. It's faintly glowing, kind of a ghostly blue oozes out. And then the inert form of Derek Jacobson slides out onto the floor.
Miffy, what's going on?
You're on your own, Derek. Stand up.
There's no Miffy here. You've ruined everything. People will learn about him. That will just.
Gina, thank goodness you're all right. I had the most terrible impression that. Thank goodness you're all right. I don't know what's going on.
We were reborn, I guess, and this charming gentleman, he's very angry and hasn't had a friend in a while.
Where did your friend go? And he looks over at the third pod, and it has popped open while you all were talking. and Mac McReady is who you are expecting perhaps to see, or maybe your characters would have no idea who you think you might see, but whatever was in that third pod is gone. And he goes, "Go, leave this place.
Well, I have no intention of staying.
Go,
it's awful.
go, or it will eat your soul."
Tina, let's go home. We must have had our 8 hours by now. It's
You're not
time to.
strong enough to stand up to it.
What are you what is so strong? I'm very strong. Look at this asp, and I like fling it out. Somehow I have it.
Sure. Are you saying look at this ass? Is that what you just said?
No.
You can.
Yes, and
Why not?
as I exit, look at this ass.
Yeah, and actually, because Dina's ass looks actually a little better than she remembers it looking. And you may make an occult plus intelligence roll.
Okay. Intelligence 1.
Not your strongest.
No. That's gonna be 1 success out of 3.
Very good. 1 success out of 3. Well, okay. That's not horrible. You realize something has happened to your appearance. Not only do you still have your wounds, Dina, but you seem to look a little younger. You seem to be wearing something that you were not wearing when you passed, but your wounds are still there. There's a big gaping hole in your chest, and occasionally it kind of burps out more of this glowing blue mucus. You see that you are in that chamber where you passed away, and you are now seeing vague shapes move about you. They're moving very quickly, almost like in fast forward, and they're not quite solid.
Am I Did Derek?
Dina,
did we cross over? Are we?
Dina, let's go. You need help. Let's go. Get you patched up. We'll get some craft services.
I don't think that trail mix is going to solve this. I think that I am dead. Look how beautiful, look how gorgeous I am.
You look wonderful, darling. You always look radiant.
But also look at this big wound in my chest. There are 3, 1 stab, 2 stab, and 1 in the back. I'm not even bleeding, Derek. I believe that I am dead.
Dina, if I tell you something, would you promise to keep it between us?
Absolutely, Derek. Who else am I going to tell?
Ghosts aren't real, Dina. Make it all up.
I storm away from Derek. How could you?
Yeah, and as you storm away from him, you realize that there are these vague phantoms moving all about you very quickly, and that there is a little color to them. Like you get moments of kind of blues and browns, but you yourself and the environment that you're in is very gray, very kind of monochrome. Like you look like you're almost in kind of like a black and white film that just has that extra glow of blue to it. You find yourself back in the tunnels, and the man is following after you, the man with the black hands, and he's like, "Go quickly! This is his sanctum! Go through the roof! Go!"
Oh, okay. We go. Are we still downstairs? We're going up the stairs through the kitchen up to the house.
He grabs you, and then he starts climbing through the top of the tunnel. He presses his hands through the top of the tunnel and is pulling himself up through it, and he's trying to take you with him. You can resist if you like. I always play an open-ended game. If you want to tell this guy to fuck off right now and run off a different direction, you can do that, or you can allow him to kind of like pull you up through. He's pulling you into the ceiling.
I'm like, I grab him, and as he's pulling me, I know where I'm going, and I'm gonna throw him back down past Derek. So he crashes down and kind of just like float up through the ceiling.
Let's have a posed brawl. So you can roll your strength plus brawl, which is 4 dice, Dina, and he is going to try to drag you through the ceiling out of here.
I got 2 successes.
So did he. So you are wrestling, and you're like, and Derek, you're watching them.
Can I help?
Maybe, yeah, you can. Would you like to roll as well?
Yeah, I got one die. Let's see if it'll tip the scales.
Little Henry V, maybe.
It was a 1.
Okay, Derek, that's enough to flip the. Oh no, you rolled a 1.
No, I rolled a 1. Yeah, sorry, that was
Okay.
not one success. That was.
So, yeah, Derek,
not help.
you actually. I'm gonna rule that's a total botch for you. That's a total critical fail. And so actually, Derek tries to help and gets caught up in the scuffle and ends up getting thrown out through the roof of the tunnel, and you feel your body kind of like smushing and like moving through every pore of the physical substance of this thing. Your body is no longer flesh and bone. It's some sort. It's made of this blue goop, and you feel yourself pressed by the man up through it, and suddenly you are laying on the street about a block and a half from the house. And on the street, you are looking up at Terret Avenue, and you see that the houses are not as you remember them. There are big old Victorians and strange constructions that seem like they defy physics. Pieces of houses moving through other houses, like whole wings coming out of the front. It's all an Escher-like nightmare of architecture. And moving down the street are a group of people moving toward you. Meanwhile, Dina, do you want to go after Derek, or do you want to show this guy who's boss and kick his ass? Or a third thing?
I guess I want to float down, just duff this guy out one, and then push through the ceiling. I want to do both.
Okay, great. So let me have another brawl roll.
Okay, so that was, I believe that was 4, right?
4, yeah.
You know what? None of those are successes. So I just fuck
great.
you,
He kicks you out on his own. He pushes you up out of the tunnel, and you don't quite go like flying like our friend Derek. You kind of like are like heaved once and then again, and you find yourself with like your legs still hanging back down into the tunnel, and both of you feel slightly, thinner after that. Like each time you go through solid matter, maybe it takes a little bit of your substance away. Mm-hmm. But there is a group moving toward you down the street right now. A group
Do they see us? Are they off put? Are they?
They see you. A group of men in armor, armed with swords and nets and spears, but also wearing like old-fashioned police uniforms. And one of them has a hard hat on, goes, "Ho! Be ye renegade or heretic?"
Dina, get behind me.
Get behind.
Now look here, you.
They're lemures. Yeah. Let's forge them. And these men move forward to try to capture you.
Oh, I float up and away.
You don't have the power of flight. He had to push you out of that tunnel.
I run.
Is where we
I get behind Derek and I run the opposite direction.
Okay, you're running. Derek, what are you doing? I was trying to end the stream, but we can go a little longer. Derek, what are you doing?
I think Dina's there, and I say, I will absolutely not let you put any harm upon this young lady. And I look around and,
they're coming at you with manacles and axes. Right. And I really am going to end it now. This is how the camera would go. It'd be all these guys dressed as figures of authority, carrying weaponry, moving toward Derek as he tries to protect Dina, who is running a full sprint down the street away from him. And that is where we will end for this evening. We will be back next Tuesday to find out about the world of Wraith. What are the Shadowlands like? And these players, I hope Rina's okay. Let me say something about that. We did not plan to have Rina drop off the stream, and I hope that she's all right.
I thought that was spooky. I
Yeah.
thought
It
that
was
was planned.
spooky.
I thought it was an
Let's say it was
inside
planned.
job.
Mr. Clinton Truck, secret storyteller.
She reached out. She is fine. She's simply, her neighborhood has lost power.
Oh, that is so creepy, you guys. Wow, that's like,
Ooh.
it's like,
There.
what the fuck? Holy shit, it's happened. No, I'm just joking. I'm fucking with you. When we come back next time, these guys will transfer their characters into Wraith characters. They won't just become ghosts. They'll get little ghostly powers and things like that. And then we will explore the Shadowlands and have them continue to explore, hopefully, the house. But maybe they'll say, fuck it, and just go off and be ghosts somewhere else. We'll find out next time. I want to thank Rashawn and Patrick. Guys, what do you think? Are you happy to be dead?
I had a wonderful time. I can meet Shakespeare. I can meet Olivier.
Right.
I can meet all of my heroes.
My skin is glowing. I can go back
hated
and
enemy.
and go through everyone who ever had a bad thing to say to me. I'm like, look at me now. I'm a ghost.
The game says that your ghost form is sort of based on what you believe about yourself. So, Rashawn, your character has a fantastic ass.
I mean, I got to give the people what they want. If I can't walk around, so I wouldn't have calves or like that muscle. So I imagine ghosts have trouble keeping their asses firm and plump in the afternoon.
I also really love, Rashawn, that you were like, I float away, because you're like, I'm a ghost now. Can't ghosts float?
You can do some Casper shit.
Just get out of range of.
And then I had to be like, I had to be the dork who's like, actually, they don't float. It's just that they have a less mass. Anyway, you guys were fantastic.
Should I go and read the Wraith book, or is it better if I don't read the Wraith book?
What a great question. I am agnostic on that front, Patrick McNamara. You can read the Wraith book if you'd like, or you can just show up and we are going to transfer I'm going to transfer all your dots onto a Wraith sheet, and you're just going to add a couple little things at the top of the next stream.
Okay.
Right on.
To turn you into Wraiths or
Well, I had the
ghosts,
most
if
wonderful
you will.
time.
I had a wonderful time too. I want to thank my guests, Rina Haenze. They can be reached online. You should hit Rina and Patrick and Rashawn up online. Tell them how much you enjoyed their performance tonight and how you're looking forward to next week. And just follow everything they do. Check out Rashawn's podcast and Patrick's music and all the great streams and podcasts that Rina does. Oh, thank you, Colonel Panic and Clancy. Thank you guys so much. We will see both of them next time. I'll say goodbye for now while I start to promote all the other stuff we have going on the channel. Thank you, Patrick and Rashawn. I'll see you soon.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Bye. Thank you. Guys, that was our first chapter of Wraith. We started out as people so we could get to learn the characters a little bit. And now next time we'll add that ghost template and we'll see what that's all about. What kind of spooky ghost powers would these guys have? We'll find out. Well, guys, let's see. So we'll be back with more Wraith next Tuesday at 7 p.m. The veil has been parted and the bloom has fallen from the rose. We will be back with more Wraith. And then this Sunday at 10 a.m., we will have the final acts of our own personal Gehenna War. There were casualties. Please join us to pay your respects this Sunday at 10 a.m. Pacific time for Vampires of Pittsburgh Reign in Blood. And that's it. That's what we have coming up. Guys, we have a merch store. Please check it out. It's chock full of handsome SOB apparel. Cover your body in blood over at thestreamofblood.threadless.com. Stream of Blood is also a podcast. Find it on the podcatcher of your choice. Subscribe, download, rate, and review it. And Wraith the Oblivion 20th Anniversary Edition. That's from Onyx Path Games. Get the PDF, get the physical book. It's a big monster. And play this game because it's really fun. Next week, you'll get to see some of those cool Wraithly powers at work. The best way to support the Stream of Blood is to subscribe. I hope if you are not already subscribed, you'll hit that subscribe button tonight. Or perhaps buy one for someone you see lurking in the chat. And the very best way to connect with us at the Stream of Blood, we're on Twitter, we're on Instagram, we're on all the socials. But the best way to connect with us is the way I mentioned at the top of the show, the Discord. So please check out our Discord, the Server of Blood. We would love to hear what you thought of tonight's stream on that server. Thank you to Brian Baldinger and Clinton Trucks, my producers and partners. Thank you to Megan Arch, my social media manager. Thank you to Jill Petracek, our art director. And thank you to the viewers. And thank you to Rashawn, Patrick, and Rina for making it such a fun stream. We'll see you next time. Be careful out there, everybody. It's October. Things could get creepy. Ooh, bye-bye. Whoa.